Okay, so I am an Orange customer. I get my mobile phone through Orange. I have a contract account. I've had the account for a couple of years at least. I've got two phones on the account. One is mine, one is my daughter's. Monthly payments around about £40 a month. One day last week I went round to the shop for a box of tea bags. Tried to use my card and couldn't use it because I didn't have enough money in the account. So I came back, got my wife's card and went and paid for the tea bags, and when I got back home I checked my bank account online and Orange had taken £200, that's right. £197 had taken out of my bank account, which was apparently 3 months' money plus some extra that my daughter had used. So what I did was, the first thing I did was I cancelled my direct debit. I got the bank to return the money. So on the 2nd of April, Orange took £198.73 out of my account, which left me £133 overdrawn. Right, now what had happened previously is that in January there wasn't enough money in my account, so it got returned. I then phoned Orange and asked them what we're going to do. She says cancel the account, direct debit, then set up a new direct debit, and then we'll take it from there. I says okay. So I set up a new direct debit and they didn't take anything out at all and took it all in one fell swoop, which caused me a lot of problems. I phoned them up to speak to them, and when I spoke to them I couldn't understand the person I was speaking to. I asked to be put through to somebody who I could understand. I got through to somebody else who again I couldn't understand them, and then they then told me that they would call me back within an hour. Well, that's a week ago now, because I spoke to them on the same day that they took that money. So that's the 2nd, it's now the 10th of April, so it's 8 days ago. So they haven't got back to me. They were supposed to get back to me within an hour, which I think will bear mention too in the phone call. Right, so I'm going to phone them now, we're going to speak to them, and we're going to see where it takes us. Oh, 7973 100 178.
Welcome to Orange. Hello, you're speaking to Jessica. Can I take an account number?
Oh, was that Jessica?
It is, yeah.
Hey up, Jessica. Right, okay.
How can I help today?
Right, Jessica, I'm recording the call, by the way. Right. Bit of an issue, to be fair. 2nd of April, you guys come and took 200 quid out of my account, which equates to about 3 months' payments. I phoned up to speak to you about it. I couldn't understand who it was I was put through to. I asked to be put through to somebody who I could understand. Went through to somebody else, couldn't understand them either. I was then promised that I'd get a call back within an hour. I didn't get the call back, and I've just received, dated the 3rd of April actually, I've received a letter about the cancellation of my direct debit.
Right. Okay,
So we need to get this sorted out, don't we? Right, I'm willing to set up a direct debit again to pay you the amount that I'd agreed to pay. However, this big lump sum that you come and took out of my account, first of all we need to sort out what we're going to do with it. Secondly, we need to sort out how you guys are going to purge your dishonour in terms of getting into my account and taking 200 quid without consent and justification.
right, okay. Well, I mean, the reason why the £200 was taken was because that's what you had used on your handset, and that was what your bill got created at. So if you owe us money, then we're going to, if there's a direct debit set up, then that's what's going to be taken out.
Sorry, Jessica, would you just excuse me a moment? I'll just go and let me dog in. I'll be 2 seconds. Come on. Right, so far as I'm aware, right, I'm back. Sorry, Jessica. So far as I'm aware, in terms of taking 200 quid, I thought the agreement was that you take a particular monthly sum. I'm absolutely okay with various fluctuations over the monthly sum for short periods and short increases of payment due. However, but to come into my bank account and take 5 times more than I expect,
Right.
there is no contract that you have that allows you to do that. It's completely unreasonable.
We don't have any like outbound agents that do get in touch with customers. However, the bills do get produced 15 days before we take the direct debit, and that's for you to have a look on them to find out how much we're going to be taking out of your bank. So your bills get produced on the 15th of the month, and then we didn't try for this payment till the 2nd of April. So between that time, it is up to you to have a look at your bill and see how much you're going to get, how much is going to be coming out of that, out of your bank account. That's why we produce the bills beforehand.
Right. Completely irrelevant, Jessica, to be fair. Right, at the end of the day, you've gone into my account, you've taken 5 times more than expected.
Oh yeah.
5 times more than expected. Now, it's very easy for Orange to get in touch with me. Very easy. Now, for something that is that far over an expected payment, regardless, I mean, I might not have been in the country. I might not have been having access to my post box. You can't just send somebody a letter, have it completely ignored and unanswered, and believe that gives you the right to get into my account and take 5 times more than expected. Now, you can see the reasoning in that logic, can't you?
Well, I can understand. I mean, I can understand it, but it's just not something that the company offers. Like I say, we don't have a department that rings customers when the bills are getting high. It's just not something that the company offers.
With the greatest of respect, Jessica, that's got absolutely nothing to do with me. This is a situation that you needed to deal with as a company, and you haven't dealt with it, and you've caused me a lot of stress. Now,
right.
What we need to do is we need to sort out what's going to happen. As I've said, I'm more than willing to rearrange your direct debit.
Right.
To sort out future payments. However, we need to deal with this ridiculous amount that you've gone and taken out of my account completely without my consent and in a completely unjustified way. What contract is it that states that you can go into my account and take out that much?
It's a variable direct debit. So when it was set up in the first place, that's what was set up. It was set up as. It's not a fixed amount. It's a variable. So no matter what the bill gets produced at, if there's a direct debit set up, then that's what you've agreed for us to take out.
Is that stated clearly within the contract?
It will be. It's in the direct debit terms.
Are you absolutely certain about that?
Definitely, yes.
Okay, was that pointed out clearly to me when I signed the contract?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Okay, would it be within the Orange training for that to be pointed out to me?
I don't think so, because I mean, we give you the contract, and it's then up to you to read it and then sign it.
Okay.
So if we don't have to go through every single point, that's why we give you the contract, or that's why you have access to it online. Because we don't have to give you all the details when you are taking out the contract.
Alright, so you're telling me you don't have to give me all the details?
We don't have to go through every point on the contract.
So do you consider that to be full disclosure?
To be honest, I don't know any company that would sit and go through every single point on the contract, because I mean it's about 5 pages long when it's not in small print. So there's no company that would sit and go through every single point of it. That's why, like I say, we give you a copy of it, or why it's available online for you to read. Right,
Jessica, are you stating that Orange contracts are so large and so complicated that it is it's not easy to facilitate somebody actually taking an individual through the contract? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No, I'm just saying it's quite long.
Alright, so you've just told me it's 5 pages, or however long, with all the small print. You'd mentioned small print. So when print gets smaller, that reduces the number of pages. So really, if you're talking normal size page, it'd be quite a lengthy document. Right, now you've just told me
You don't know of any company that goes through all this. Now that's irrelevant because I'm not interested in any other company. I'm interested in how Orange deal with their contracts. Right, now what you've actually stated is that Orange do not go through contracts with the customers because the contract is too lengthy. That's what you've told me.
This is not my... I'm in collections, so I do not deal with anything regarding the contract side of it. All I do is I see the amount, we get the amounts through, and then we collect that debt. If you've got a dispute with it, with the amount, then we can put you through to a department for them to dispute it. But for me, all my job is now is to set up, is to help you pay this back. With the rest of it, regarding the with everything else, that is not what collections is here for. So if you're wanting to dispute what you were told, or what the contract says, then that's something that you're going to have to take up with customer services.
Just a second, Jessica. Right, just for clarity, are you now telling me that the people in collections are not well versed in contracts?
You know what, sorry?
In contracts. You've just told me you can't particularly deal with contractual issues because you deal with collections. So are you telling me that the people who work in the collections department do not know the contracts?
No, we've got access to it, but we don't know them off by heart.
Jessica, please. Right, this is a very important issue to me. Right? Now you're telling me things, and when I'm asking for confirmation, you're denying it. Right? Now what you've just told me is that you cannot deal with contracts because you're in collections. The implication from that, from any logical and reasonable point of view, is that people who are working in the collections department and are trained to work in the collections department are not well versed in contracts.
Right. I'm not going to say anything else regarding it, because you're just twisting everything that I'm saying. And I think that you're recording this, so I'm not going to comment on anything else that you're saying.
Jessica, with the greatest of respect, you've just accused me of twisting the words you're saying. Remember that this is a recorded phone call. If I am correct in what I am saying, and that what you've said is just an implication, and if the recording bears out that I have not twisted your words, you are going to be on a charge. Do you understand what I'm saying? You have accused me of twisting words, twisting what you are saying. Now you are employed to deal with these issues. Now so far as I'm concerned, and I am absolutely confident that the recording will bear this out, I have not twisted what you have said in any way, shape or form. You have told me that the people who work in collections are not well versed in contracts. You have also told me the contracts for Orange are too lengthy and too wordy for Orange employees to go through it with customers. Now I ask you one last time.
That's
excuse me, with respect, Jessica, will you please let me finish? Now I ask you to confirm whether or not that is what you are stating. Just for clarity, I ask you to confirm two things, Jessica. Are Orange contracts too lengthy and too wordy for Orange representatives to go through with customers? And are the people who work in collections trained in such a way so as they do not have full knowledge of contracts? Please confirm those 2 points.
What I've already advised is that we don't go through every single point of the contract because it is written down and it is online for any customer to get in to read at their own time. That's what I've advised, which is exactly what it is. You can go online and you can have a look at it at any point that you want to have a look at the terms and conditions that you have signed for.
So what you're saying to me is that people who work in collections are not well versed in contracts. Is that what you're telling me? It's not
something that we're trained on, no.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, what about the contracts that Orange use? Are they too wordy for Orange employees and representatives to go through with customers?
No.
No, they're not?
No.
So why do Orange not do this?
Just like I said, that it's just not something that has to be said. It's when you take out a contract, it's not something that has to be done. That's why we write it down. That's why it's on the contract, so that you can read it at your own leisure.
So
it's up to you whether you sign that contract without reading it or not, that is your decision. We give you the contract. It has all of everything on there, and it's then up to you to sign it if you have read it or not. Once we've signed it, handed it over to you, it's then down to you. So if you have not read it, then that is not an issue of Orange's.
Right, so what you're saying then, Jessica, is that the contracts are worded in such a way, using complicated verbiage.
No, I haven't
So
said that
please
one.
don't interrupt. Okay, Jessica, next time you interrupt me, I'm going to charge you for it. Okay, it's going to cost Orange £50 next time you interrupt me. Right, so what you're telling me is that the contracts that Orange use are so wordy that what they then say is that, well, we're not going to take you through it, you've got to go through it yourself.
No.
Well, that's what, with respect, Jessica, I believe that the private record of the parties, i.e. the recording, will show that that's what you've just said.
I didn't say that at all.
Right, okay then, Jessica, on that point, would you like to put me through to somebody who can deal with this issue?